faces, both at heart and also at edge. I work in the government, I support MSMEs, and we work with youth a lot. So I'm looking forward to this engagement. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Let's clap for her. Thank you so much to all of you. So how about now? Maybe I can reintroduce myself again for those who've just come in. My name is Sharon Meke. I'm going to be taking you through this session, and I'm looking forward to all of us having an amazing and interactive session. Since you know the young energy, the young spirit, yes. So the theme for this specific side session was channeling youth potential to agroecology to level up the agro enterprise game. And I don't know if he is already here. I would like to invite Geoffrey Juma to give the opening remarks. Let's clap for Geoffrey.
Good evening. Good evening. If you can hear me, clap. Okay, I hope I'm audible now. My name is Geoffrey Juma. I'm the youth focal person at PELUM. Today we are here to get to know how youth get involved in matters on sustainable agriculture and agroecology. In PELUM, we do have two programs supporting youth. We do have the SUN program, that is promoting sustainable agriculture and marketing through youth exchange. We also have the HELTA program, Youth in Agroecology and Business Learning Track. Under SUN, we have, it's an extended program between the Zimbabwean youth and the Kenyan youth, where they learn, they exchange on best practices, and they also capacity the farmers on the best way to promote agriculture. In HELTA, we are engaging 250 mentees and 50 mentors, where they are using their business to higher level. And lastly, one interesting thing about me is I'm also Gen Z. Also Gen Z. We do find most youths are not really into agricultural products, doing agricultural farming. So we are trying to promote these youths to engage in farming. You know, most youths are saying they're after white collar jobs. Yeah, but we are tunasema form ni kilimo, sio? Yeah. Kilimo ni busy, sio? Yeah. So we are here to try to show the world that even youths
Thank you so much, Geoffrey Juma. That was such an interactive that we appreciate your presence. How about now, we'd love us to get into the youth agribusiness teaching, where we have Natasha Maina. I don't know if she's in the room. Natasha, feel free to come in front here. We have Collins, Mate, we have Lagat from Howard, and we have Waibino. Let's clap for them. We have Natasha, we have Collins, we have Lagat, and we have Waibino.
Good afternoon. I'm Werimu Moshai, co-founder and head of business development at Upper Hub Kenya, and I am an agri-tech strategist. I help you choose the right technology to use in your farm. Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm Nana Peter from Agroecology. County. I'm doing validation in milk. I'm a young dairy farmer. I'm dealing with
That microphone is for the media. It's not for volume. So you have to speak. I think it's from the media. Sure. So it doesn't have volume. You have to volumize yourself.
I'm Langan Victor from Baringo County. I'm a dairy young farmer. I'm dealing with value addition in terms of milk. I have a product called cow growth sector. Thank you.
You're welcome. Habari zenu? Jina langu ni Natasha Chingore, natoka Zimbabwe. Those are the I'm happy to be here. I'm under the SAMI project, which is hosted by PELUM and Pachik, Zimbabwe. So 5 youths came from Zimbabwe to Kenya, and 5 youths from Kenya from Kenya went to Zimbabwe. It's an exchange program promoting sustainable agriculture and marketing through youth engagement. I'm also a Yalta mentee. I'm an agro-entrepreneur. I have a snack called Nana Bites. I'm sure all of you have a taste of this.
Good afternoon. Habari zenu. I'm called Mwaise Moses Otieno from Sia County, County Coordinator for Finish Inc. That's Finish Mondial Program. I'm working on waste management as a circular economy project. We are in collaboration with the county government. In a week, we are taking over 15% of the waste, 15 tons of the waste that we are recycling using different approaches. One of the approaches is Laxodia fly protection, and also we are doing co-composting in large quantity.
Thank you so much. Let's clap together. So I would love to take this opportunity to start with you. Maybe you can start by telling us more about.
I said I'm the co-founder and head of business development at Aquahub Kenya. I believe some of you have interacted with Aquahub Kenya online because you are very vocal on social media. And what we do at Aquahub, we do help in post-harvest technologies through solar drying systems. We also help you in regulated farming through greenhouses and shade houses. And we also do irrigation systems, ranging from drip irrigation, bottle irrigation systems, and other sustainable ways, technology that help you increase production, reduce post-harvest losses, and also increase your income. Thank you.
So one of the reasons as to why we are here today is because it's to inspire the young people to get into agriculture. Maybe I can give you the mic and talk about the agriculture in Zimbabwe. How can the project encourage young people in this room to get into agriculture?
Thank you so much for the time. To start with, I have a YouTube channel called Agroecology, and recently, last week, I have posted a video where I was interviewing a youth in Mafaye, and he's really doing well in agroecology. So it's really an untapped venture for youth to engage in agroecology. For me, I have found that farmers in Murang'a County, they are producing a lot of bananas, and they are not value adding them. One stalk of banana, you can buy it at 150 to 200. So I found that gap, and I decided to come up with a snack that is called Nana Bites, where I deep fry these bananas, and 35 grams of those crisps, I sell them at 50 shillings, which is giving me a lot of profit. For the last exhibition we had at Yard Youth Action for Growth Development, that's where I am attached. I had the opportunity to sell these Nana Bites, and I got 3,000 shillings, and I only bought those bananas for 150. That farmer was cheap. So you can imagine. And I'm also doing value addition by drying those bananas. I train farmers in Muranga. I train them on drying the bananas so that the shelf life, we improve the shelf life of those bananas. I found out that unfortunately those dried bananas, I have sold them already. By yesterday in the morning they are finished. Only 60 grams of those bananas, dried ones, I sold them at 120. And there's this company called Sweet Hunt. I don't know if you have come across. It's in Nairobi. They are selling those dried bananas. Only 100 grams. It costs 350 Kenyan shillings. So you can see that as youths we can take part in this, because most youths they don't want the real farming. They see it as it's labor intensive, but we can venture in value addition of these products, these farm products. And I would like to encourage you to focus on the local produces that you are having. I found out that bananas are more in Muranga, so you can see that in your place there is something else there. You should focus on that, trying to add value to that thing and see the magic in it. Actually, you have a lot of money. By the way, these stickers, it's a youth who is designing these stickers, and also one of the youth that I have trained is already looking for a market for these bananas. And someone had already asked about them. He wanted more, he wanted to hear more about the product. So you're getting, we can also venture into marketing and also showcasing what we are doing on YouTube. I recently started, but I have so many followers now. Thank you so much.
I think if there's one thing that I've learned from her, it has to be about leverage. Like every opportunity you get, you look at the way you can benefit from it, and even us as young people, if you can be able to leverage every opportunity that we get, I think it will help us to go far. Lagat, please talk to us more about cowboy.
As I said that I'm an advocate from Baringo County. About the cowboy, when you look at it, comes from cow. This will come from the cow. That's why I used to see, to give the name cow. Gold, it is the name. It was the first long-lasting for preserving the product and improving the nutritional quality in digestion. When you look at the galgo, musik, most of us, we are taking that it is just milk. But when you add the additives, that is the black charcoal. That's why it comes from cow gold musik. So this is the name come from a Kalenjin community. So musik is a traditional fermented from a cow using a calabash. It was used sometimes back. We were fermenting using calabash. But now, as we advise them, advancing, we are using this, what we call pasteurizers. Then, the cow gold musik required now knowledge and expertise. This is unique, a dairy product. For value, it is nutritional value and price by athletes who have been bringing it since childhood. This musik we have been using since childhood. So, as I say, that musik, it is not like the one. What I can say, it is not like the one like of KCC. When you look at for the KCC, it is a white. But the one I have that the gold. When you look at it, it has a black charcoal. We are using, there's a kind of charcoal we use it. We call it heated. So we crush into powder and then we add into milk. So my cow gold, it has an expiring date. it has a expiring date of 21 days. So when you have a refrigerator, you can use more than 21 days. So when you taste it, it is a very delicious. Very delicious. We don't have any sugar. So then from there, I'm one of the mentee of Yalta. So with that, thank you.
Thank you so much. We're going to then go into the mentorship bit of it in a few with our next panel discussion. But before that, let's head over to Colin.
Okay, thank you. For those who have come late, I said I'm Moses Otieno from SIA. In 2021, I wrote a proposal on waste management and recycling. Then it went successful. Proposal, one of the missions was to improve sanitation in Busia County. Second one was to create job opportunities for youths. And the big one was to improve soil fertility and increase food security in the households of farmers in Busia County and outside the county. So my work in that project is I partner with the county government in sanitation aspects. The government was for me waste in large quantities. That's in a week I take from 15 tons and above. And I have youths who are working on that waste, from the collection at the market centers, segregation and composting. When it comes to composting, I have two approaches. One, there is a normal composting that is called windrow. That's aerobic format of composting. After segregation, we compose our waste. That's municipal solid waste. We compose, but it takes a minimum of 3 months to come an organic manure that farmers source from our places for the purpose of farming, or also to improve the soil health, the soil status in their farms. Another thing is, another approach is we are using a black soldier fly, the famous black soldier fly. We are hearing and we are also watching in our televisions. I have a very big greenhouse that it takes 600 trays of black soldier fly. We are also feeding waste, but I had to bring more partners for this project. One of the partners I took from the private, that is hotels with the eateries and the supermarkets, whereby we incorporated them so that they deliver for us a degradable part of waste, and we stipend them by the end of the month. Then what we do here, we shred waste and we feed to the black soldier fly larvae, so that we harvest wet larvae that we are feeding into our poultry, fish and pigs. But besides that, we are also harvesting eggs from the adult larvae that we are selling. A kg of black soldier fly eggs goes 40,000 and above. And the wet larvae, we are selling per kg at 300 shillings to farmers who are sourcing it for purposely as a feed source for their livestock. Then we're also having another product called grass. That's insect composted grass. Insect composted grass simply is an organic composted manure from black soldier fly. Selling 50 kgs goes at 2,500. But we've also gone beyond the normal level. We have a dryer, solar dryer, that we dry the larvae and we take it we grind it and have a flour, and we make what is called pellets. Actually, these products are here. When we talk about larvae, this is the dry larvae that we are talking about. Then this is flour from the larvae. That's the BSF flour. Then we pelletize it to come out with the pellets, like this one that we are using as a feeds for poultry or pigs or fish. Are we together? Then we have something called a frass. This is the insect composted frass that is coming from that greenhouse. This is a real organic manure that we tested in the lab. And when we test, we look at the macro and micronutrients, and also we look at if in case there is any harmful microorganism in that manure, then we have to rectify. My work, up to now, I have trained more than over 500 youths in this project, and I'm very happy to say that most of them have picked as a job opportunity. Many of them have joined aquaculture, farming, and others are in poultry farming or the piggery. Then farmers, also we have trained, there are farmer groups. One of my methodologies in marketing my work is group, WhatsApp group platforms. We market there, then farmers who are interested to come for training, we give them training for free. At the end of the training, that's 5 days, we give them a starter kit. That's the larvae, so that they rear for themselves and bridge the gap that is in between for feeds between actually expensive to bridge that gap that they face in terms of expensive, in terms of sourcing feeds. So by doing so, you know, farmers, when you tell them that come training, come I'll train you for free, actually farmers will come, because we are located in Busia Agricultural Training Center, and when we constructed this one, we constructed as one of the satellite centers for training for youths and farmers. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. This is so impressive. I feel like it's letting us know that youths are not doing agroecology, they are doing agroecology. And I hope that we can also take this as an opportunity to find time and interact with any of the young people here. They were looking there because the products are there, just in case maybe after the session you'd love to go and get something for yourself. Feel free to look out for them. But before they leave, I would love to recognize any SAMI participant from Zimbabwe who is in the room. Please stand. Let's clap for them. Let's clap for them. What about the Yalta mentees? Yalta? Yalta. Oh, wow. Hey, good job, good job. Let's clap for them. And now a clap. And now a clap for all of us for showing up. Thank you. All right, so thank you so much for your time. In case of anything, you can feel free to reach out to them after the side session. Someone has a question? Okay.
And my English doesn't work on Friday. Yeah, that's true. Let me speak shortly in Swahili. Okay? Shukrani. Shukrani kwanja. Hiyo program inaitwa Lima. Youth. Nilichanga kidogo Kiingereza kidogo na Kiswahili. Youth ama young ama kijana, lima ama kulima. Sasa ningependa niseme tu tuwakaribishe Kongo vijana wa Kenya. Hata kama mnasikia maneno fulani kuhusu vita, bado tunaishi. Bado vijana wapo, bado vijana wanafanya kazi. Ningependa kuambia kama Kongo kuna opportunities nyingi ambazo mnaweza kufanya kazi. Karibu Kongo, vijana wa Kenya na wa Zimbabwe, nafasi nyingine tukutanane na ndugu zenu wa Kongo, tufanye kazi, tuone kama Afrika itaendelea tena zaidi. Asante.
Asante sana.
Acha niongeze vile kama mimi nakuwa chairperson wa PELUM Congo.
Congratulations. I also forgot to recognize one last group, the Yalta mentors. Please, please, Yalta mentors. Yeah, let's clap for. Good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. So now I would love to say thank you to all of you for showing up, and I'm sure they will look for you. Santeni sana. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. So how about now, I want us to get into the panel discussion, and just to see if you're still together. Kaboom. Kaboom. So for those who came in late, you were taught a greeting by Geoffrey. So when I say kaboom, you say kachin. Kaboom, kaboom, kachin. Thank you so much. You're still together. So right now, I want us to get into the other part of our side session today, which is the panel discussion. And I'm going to be inviting Ratemo Mora. Please feel free. Let's clap for them as they come in here. We have Ratemo Mora. We have Irene Mumo. Irene, let's give them a round of applause. We have Mlengi Sobani. Thank you. We have Frank Farmerman. Okay. He's going to be telling us more about the Farmerman name, maybe. And then we have Frank Toya. Frank, hey, clap, let's clap for them. And lastly, we have Harriet Amundi. Karibu sana. Right, now let's give them a final clap. Thank you. Thank you so much. So I'm going to give you the mic so that you can be able to introduce yourself and also tell us what you do. I'll start with the ladies.
Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, my name is Harriet Amundi Ochar. I'm a passionate agripreneur, passionate about sustainable farming practices and also climate smart innovation. I'm also a co-founder and CEO of Dolstar Africa. So Dolstar is a processing company that deals with processing and packaging of peanut butter under a unified brand. And our main objective as a company is to contribute to food safety in the food industry by coming up with products that are agroecologically produced and that are safe for consumption.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, my name is Mora Ratemo. I work for PELUM Kenya. My title is Program Officer, Knowledge, Communications, and I support marketing. So in terms of this marketing space, you see when we train farmers, we focus so much on production, right? Like you want farmers to change their ways from conventional to organic or agroecology. But then we need to move away from production and now go to marketing. So at the moment, I'm very passionate about marketing. I'm now a trainer for PGS certification. So in case you are here in the room, you have farmers, you want to be trained, reach out to me. Of course, not free. You have to, cater for some cost. But yes, we need to now move away from production. We get money to our pockets for our farmers. So thank you.
Greetings from Kilifi County. Salam Sindio. Well, my name is Francis Toya. I come from Kilifi County, but of course, let me appreciate that I'm a mentee of the Yalta, and I want to say thank you for that opportunity. Again, I am in a business, I'm in the business of eradicating malnutrition in Africa. What I usually do in Kilifi County is I'm the CEO of a company called Seaberry Snacks. And what we do at Seaberry Snacks basically is we are doing Nutri snacks, okay? Snacks that are very nutritious. So one of the products that we have at at hand, a certified product that at hand is called Samaki Cookie. Most of you maybe heard of it, but you can still Google and read about it. What's all about Samaki Cookie? Samaki Cookie basically is a snack that is done from the combination of the following items I'm bringing here. We are combining cassava, we are also combining fish, we are combining cashew, we are combining groundnuts, we are combining coconut, and some other ingredients. So the other ingredients might not be the correct names. So what we are trying to do that is, where I come from, Kilifi County has a lot of issues of malnutrition. Under 5 and expectant mothers have been always in the suffer. And it took me about 5 years to think of a solution to curb that problem. I'm not that easy, or of course I'm not happy when I see a young or a child die at an early age. Not even to a woman, because it happens that at times I've been in the hospital and I would see women really dying, especially during delivery. And a person is not in a position to pull for the child to come out. And it's because of dietary issues. So I think what I'm trying to bring in here is trying to bring the best food. There are times I ask that eating is always good, but eat what is required for your body. And that is exactly where I am. So you people, you are not lucky, because I brought some of the products yesterday, and even before I could speak to people, everything had already been bought. so I have some small pieces there. Maybe most of you will taste after all, but that is the business we are. We want to believe that Africa will be safe in the near future. It is through the agricultural products that you people are producing. At the same time, as I conclude, is to serve as a center market to the farm products, because everybody will be in the farm. Then who is going to buy that? It is us again to get what they are producing. We translate it to something very important again for the energy and proceedings. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. Habari jioni. Nice. So my name is Mhleng Ayanda Sobani. I am also called a farmer man. I am a PISAMI participant and I'm also a Yalta mentee. And I have only one purpose, which I do believe God sent me in this earth, is to turn rural farmers into profitable business people. So I am also a market strategist. And in Zimbabwe, I have an organization called marketingandsalesforce.com, whereby we sell all agroecological products in the market. So meanwhile, in Viga, that's where I'm based, I'm attached in BioG. I have a corporation, almost 200 farmers, and we've started producing and selling our African leaf vegetables. Then I've organized 2 commodity associations, one focusing on honey and on bananas. So what we want to do by the year end of this one, of 2025, I do expect when I go back to Zimbabwe, I'll be having around 400 farmers who are now into business. Thank you for this opportunity. Asante san.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me? My name is Irene Mumo. I'm a professional farmer. Yes, I'm a professional farmer. It's been a very exciting journey. My journey for entrepreneurship started a while back. And for a long time, I was the queen of bees. I was able to complete that value chain. And then I've done quite a bit of things, traveled around the world looking for markets. And in the last plus minus maybe 6 months now, I got myself into AI and technology, agri-tech. I have an app right now which we are going to be talking about. Thank you.
So in the interest of time, I'm going to try and rush this a little bit, and I would love to start with you, Ratemo. What strategies can the youth agripreneurs employ to actively participate and contribute to the entire agriculture value chain network, from production to processing, distribution, and marketing, while still maintaining a focus on agroecological principles and sustainability?
Yeah, thank you. Good afternoon again. Are we still with us here? Okay. Now, in that question, I want all of us to look at the value chain. From production, all of us here are consumers, right? Everyone has eaten lunch. Or is there someone who hasn't? I doubt. So they are consumers. And then, you see, inside, between producers and consumers, there are so many things the youth can do. Now, in terms of youth, we have different types of youth. We have youth who have access to land, who can actually do farming. But then we have those who don't have. Like me, I don't have a land. But then I want to do farming. So what do I need to do? You need to look for your space. Agroecology has space for everyone. It's all a matter of looking for opportunity for you. You've had them. All of them are doing something very different from each other, right? So that means for a youth, the first thing you need to do is to look for your space. So how do you look for your space? You look around you. If you don't have land, then you can focus on maybe aggregation or value addition, or even other things that you can do within the value chain. You can even be, okay, I don't want to use the word broker, as we say aggregators. Because an aggregator will buy from a farmer who doesn't want to do marketing, right? We have people who just want to sell. They don't want the stress of looking for markets. So for the youth who are here, you need to look for your space. You need to look for opportunities around you. For him, he has mentioned about nutrition. He saw people are not healthy, and he looked for a solution for them. And then as I finish, also as you're doing agroecology, you also need to maintain quality. We have a lot of people who are, producing organic in the name of, they're saying their products are organic, but they are not. So you need to look into certification. So there are two ways. Either you do PGS or third party. How many know PGS? How many know PGS? Oh, but a lot of you don't. So when I say PGS, it means participatory guarantee systems. For us as consumers, how are we guaranteed that you are producing either agroecological or organic? So you go through a process called certification. Certification means a different assessor comes to your farm to confirm that you are using principles and practice of organic or agroecology. And once you pass the tests, or it's not like a written, they just have questions, they assess your farm, you're able to get certification. So for the youth who are here doing all these products, you need to consider PGS certification. That will create assurance to our customers that you're doing organic. The other certification you need to do is KEBS. If you want to sell to supermarkets, you want people to buy from not only in Kilifi or in Vihiga, all over the country, you need to consider KEBS. It's not very expensive as people think, but if you go through the process, you're able to assure your customer that you have also adhered to standards here in Kenya. For those who are not Kenyans, KEBS stands for Kenya Bureau of Standards. So I want to, now you have your products, now move. Apart from Ilifi, like me, I went to your stand, it was over. I will not find cookies because you're only selling in Kilifi. Now we need to move away from where we are. We now need to shift markets to other places. So for youth who are here, I know it's not easy. There are issues of capital, issues of access to land, but everyone has a space in agroecology. You can either focus in production or other parts of the value chain. And if you want to learn more, I'm not like a very, very good expert, but I can link you up to people who can assist you. And right now as PELUM, we have Yalta. Yalta is all about mentorship. You are matched to someone who is already doing what you want to do, so that you don't go through the obstacles that they went through. So consider mentorship. I know people don't want to be told, but at times you need to get guidance, someone to walk with you, so that you don't make the same mistakes you had made. Is that okay? So I hope I've convinced one or two of you. I know not everyone is convinced immediately, but look for me and we can talk further. Thank you.
I think Irene can help us maybe convince more people about the importance of mentorship. So I'll direct the next question to Irene Momo. How important is mentorship in guiding and supporting young agripreneurs to navigate challenges, identify growth opportunities, and develop successful and sustainable agroecological enterprises?
Yeah, thank you very much. Whatever I'm going to be saying, and I want to put a disclaimer on this, is because a lot of the things we say as we move on in life, it's you either are looking up to somebody or you're in a group of people who you're working with, and the question is, what is your purpose, and what is the direction you're taking in life? And I'm a mentee in very many programs. I will not talk about the one that I'm going currently on, but the one that quite well shaped my thinking around agroecology. And I used to do these things for the longest, but I didn't know what it was called. It was Awola. And Rosina, I become a very good marketer for PELUM. You need to pay me consultancy. Everywhere I go, I just talk about Awola. Everywhere I go, I talk about Awola. Awola is what? African women leaders in agroecology. And it has actually flipped my coins in very many ways. And I was a mentee in that. And I was a mentee, and everybody kept on saying I needed to be a mentor. I knew the reason why I wanted. The reason why I'm a mentee most of the time is because I want to learn from somebody else. I know I have a lot of capacity in a lot of things, and I know in the Yalta, people in Lower Eastern, 2 weeks ago, they were able to get a bit of that. But when I sit back and become a mentee, I'm able to learn, understand, pick. One of the things in life is that learning never stops. And the only constant thing in life is learning, whatever time, at whatever point. So for many young people is that even as you look forward in everything you're doing, and you're going to be changing every. You're going to be moving from one point in life, and you're always looking up to somebody, or somebody you're with, who you could be your peer. And growth always comes in learning, understanding. You're learning, relearning, and learning. Learning, relearning, and learning in every sense of everything. And coming from a point of opportunities, let me tell you, Ratemo is talking about local standards. And I want to flip this coin to the next level. Please just don't look at Kenya. Look out there, and I'm telling you, it is becoming more and more strict out there, even as we engage. We have engaged in Elizabeth in various activities out there. It's becoming more and more strict. For example, she's talking about KEBS. We are not even looking at the Kenyan standard right now when it comes to KEBS. It has flipped to East Africa, we're going to Africa. Under the African Regional Standards Organization, it's called ASO, and the mark is called EcoMark. And if you're going to do any business, I think from the next 3 to 4 years in this country, if you don't have EcoMark, forget about KEBS, you'll not be able to go anywhere. That means you're flipping your thinking to the African free continental, and the rest of it is actually going to Europe. Now, when you go to Europe now, and I know we've had a lot of challenges coming in from Europe, is because now they're taking in human rights in your business. If you're dealing with farmers, how are you treating them? If it's women, what are you doing for them in the business? So a lot of these things have become more global, they have become more succinct, and it's everywhere. Let's not close our ears and thinking to people who are ahead of you, who have information and mentorship, working with people and understanding whatever it is. I'm going to talk a bit more as we talk. Yeah.
Thank you so much. So this next question, I want to direct it to Sobani, and you're going to answer very quickly. Irene has been able to take us to a point where we can already see the opportunity. So how can young people, young agripreneurs identify and leverage opportunities within agriculture value chain to scale up their business and maximize impact on sustainable agroecological practices?
Thank you, Sharon, for this opportunity again. What I would like to say is most of young people, I think our eyes are closed. When I came here, first thing I thought of is yesterday we didn't eat fish, today we do not eat fish. So I went to where we ate, and I asked them, where do you get your food? And they told us how we buy outside. So when they buy outside, which means it's not organically. And I told them, as you are organic, and they told me, no, just immediately go to what? To the administration, and you tell them you're the supplier. So as youth now, there's something called pain points. Right now, how many youth are in agroecology that have gone to the hospitals and asked, does this hospital grow for its patient? None. Then other thing, there are things like in policies. So the first stage I can say is we need to see opportunities. If everyone is thinking the same, then someone is not thinking. Okay, that's the first strategy. So we check on the trend. What's trending? Right now in Nairobi, orphan crops like amaranth is getting a higher price value. How many have tried to talk to the hotels, restaurant in supplying those? Then the next strategy that I can propose to us as youth, we need to focus where our strength is. Okay, I would just like to talk about the value chain models that you can create. There's something called a local loop chain, whereby grow and sell clothes. How many people right now in Nairobi based here are producing and selling clothes, serving that value chain? So now check on your strength. If you have a porter, then you're supposed to focus more on logistics. If you're doing nutrition, what do we do now? We can now, from local, we can do for a global chain whereby we're now looking what to be satisfied. Okay, after we have done that, let's say you are good in laptops, you are good in creating application. So we can do something called as a youth, from soil to application. You can create drones and other things. And that one is an opportunity. Okay, then we can focus on the fourth part, on the stage 4. I can say strategy 4 as a youth. What is it that you can do for us to identify the opportunities in value chain agroecology? Okay, so what you can do as youth is we're supposed to start small. Most of us, we want to start big. So there's something whereby, for me, in Viga, I said, no, we are 200 farmers. We cannot do 1 acre of amaranth. Let's just have 2 beds. After we had 2 beds, if we combine, we now a commodity association. And now when we go into the market, there are 200 people with 500 to 500 bundles of amaranth. What do? We control the price now. So for us, we have to sell first, then other people will sell. So for people, they are scared of that. They will buy our product first, then they will sell when we are gone. So now in Viga, we are controlling the African leaf veg market because we started small. Then the last point, the last strategy, I call it grow your scale. Like from locally, make something called hotspot. In Viga, we create a hotspot. In Luanda, we go to Ekwande. We have like 5 places where we take our products. This is what I wanted to share. Thank you.
Very, very quickly, Harriet, what challenges do youth agropreneurs face in accessing resources and support to start and sustain their enterprises in agroecological sector?
Thank you so much. I think for me, I had to learn it the hard way, because the number one challenge that I've really faced is access to finance. That is number one. You find that, like, for my production capacity, I need to increase my production, and then now you need the equipment to scale up. And you go to the bank, and the bank wants something like a collateral, or rather something like business history, and we find that we most youths, we don't have such like things. So it becomes a challenge. We cannot access finances. We cannot access loans to purchase our machines. And also another one is about the land issue that Ratemo has talked about. You find that the contract farming that we are having, maybe you find that you find that you've leased a land, and then someone comes and then buys lease again that land, and then I don't know how to put it, but okay, sorry. Yeah, so issue to do with land leasing. Ukisha nunua land, ukisha lease land, alafu una lease land, and then someone again comes for your land. So it becomes a very big challenge to farm. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Let's clap for them. Let's clap for them. And it will be so unfair for us to finish without letting Francis talk about this. How can the youth be meaningfully represented in decision-making spaces that shape aquaculture and agroecological policies?
That's very interesting, because now youth are like climate change. They are everywhere. They can affect anything, they can affect anybody, they can affect everything. But I think one thing that we really seriously need to understand is we need to know who is this young person called youth, because that is one thing that we seriously need to understand. We have always been labeled that the youth are, some are even called as terrorists, some criminals, some given all the funny names. But the problem is, are we there when you people are deciding for the youth? There's nothing like a person standing for the youth. I think if it's times for decision making, let the youth also decide for himself or herself. There's nothing like, we are here, you are grown up, you are at that age, and you're saying because there's a representation here, there's a person who's standing for the youth, and that is all. And that is where we are missing the point. So I think in terms of policy making, if we are making decisions, can we sit together? If it is around a table, can you listen to us? We also need to give us our voice. The voices are very important in terms of any implementation and anything that is revolving around the economy in this country. The other thing that it has been always said that the youth are the driving force of the economy. And then they are the leaders of tomorrow. I don't know when tomorrow will come. I think the youth are the leaders of now. Just now, right? It is even now, and even tomorrow is now, and even future is now. So I think we seriously look into it. Looking at the Department of Agriculture, I foresee that we must have some like advisory bodies that is just made for the young people in that kind of a department. So then we can definitely talk about agriculture in that department. So as they are making their budgets cycle, as they are making everything about financing agriculture, we must be there giving our voice. But the problem that comes out, you see, most of us are becoming harsh in terms of implementation, is because we are not giving the space to give out what we have in our minds. Look at what I do in Kilifi County. You see, I'm at a point where I am providing a space for everybody to participate, starting from the farm to the production, because I use all of the farm products that are produced there. But who is there to listen to me? For the 5 years I've been working out of this, has the government understand that there's a person called Francis Toya? No. It's not there. Why? Because they do not want to maybe give me a space to speak about it. Let me be heard today. You people have not eaten samaki cookie. The reason is this. We've been always struggling to see which is the best machineries for us to do the production. We are only using a very small oven that produces around 40 pieces in a span of 2 hours. Am I in a position to feed the whole nation? And it's something that is viable, certified. The process of our cabs has been there. I've been moving around with the cabs for all about 2 years. It is only 2 days now, 3 days back, that's when we are given the permit and certification of the samaki cook. So you can see how hectic it is. But once we are in the same bracket trying to understand and think critically, I think there's a reason for the young person to stand firm. So in that regard, if we have people here in the Department of Agriculture, we want our voice heard there. We want to speak about agriculture in that table. We want to speak about development in that table. Let the youth stand and say, I am the youth, I never be shaken at any level. So thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. That was so engaging. And maybe lastly, Madam Irene, in what ways can we use technology, artificial intelligence to be able to streamline operations, enhance productivity, and promote innovation?
Yeah, like that's now becoming my pet subject after I've gone through I like what Francis is saying, but you have to get the space yourself. Like we know, even women, we've had to push our agenda to be listened to. Whether they're listening or not is a totally different matter. But coming to issues of technology and digitization and the whole space for AI and the precision technology and all those kind of things. What happened is that several years ago, I realized that, and it's very true, the farming space agriculture is the ecosystem is very harsh. Let's accept. And it will take a long time before people realize that food is important. She's talking about organic. We go everywhere, we keep on talking. But you see, when somebody says they're doing manure in your farm, that's wrong. You do composting. Those are two different things. But the thing is that we always say, I'm doing my works technologically, organically, and then I ask them, what exactly are you saying? And then somebody says, my produce is organic. Then I say, are you certified? They say no. Ratemo brought in the issue of certification. Now, the certification process, she's talking about PSG. PSG is part of Global Gap. And then depending on where you are, you scale yourself to that level. Now, that brings in the whole, everybody's talking about technology, but what technologies are we looking at? Now, believe you me, have you ever realized that even weeding in this country is a difficult challenge? How many of us, the other day I went somewhere and I was able to get I saw a very interesting technology, so simple, it can actually be used in Kenya. But it is not. Why? Because we are so used to the hoe. And then when we move from the hoe to the djembe, the next thing that we are talking about is automation. What about the in-between? A lot of the people who are doing any cultivation, any level of planting is women. We are always bending. That's why our backs are hurting. Now the question is, when you go back home, and my mzee from Road is not here, he has a lot of things that are very nice in his stand there. He's going to tell us all the things that men and women need to do so that they can become stronger. Now the question is, when are we going to flip this discussion and take this to semi-manual? Something both is very easy to use. I took that thing to a fabricator, and I'm telling you, it is so simple he could do, but the thing is that he does not want to think. He's not innovative and creative. But he still says, no, I'm going to charge you 15,000 shillings for this thing. And I said, Ikaya, watch and he let it toka Eswatini. So now I'm like, how much is it going to cost me to bring this thing from Eswatini to one so that now they can actually see what we are doing? And that's why technology is not changing in this country. Now, going to the digital space, I've talked about an app that I've done. Because one of the challenges that I've realized is that there's such a disconnect. Everything in this country is in silos. Unfortunately, government also works in the same way. They are in silos. And these people are not listening to the other people. They don't even know what they are doing. And if you go to any government office, and Elizabeth will tell you here, she doesn't know what her colleague is doing. And they're in the same office. But unfortunately, what happens is, or what I realized was, I have a problem. I am getting such serious challenges when I'm looking for somebody to give me weather information. This weather is changing. Climate change is real. It rains today. I come from Makueni, up the hills. It is baridi permanently and pensionably. But when I come to another, so there are plants I cannot do. There are crops that I've actually realized I can't do up the hill. So I have to look for a warmer place to be able to do this. Now, the next thing that happened is, if I'm going to look for weather, the next thing that we don't do as farmers is to figure out what is happening to our soil. Our soils are so badly off that they are not healthy, they cannot yield much. Where am I going to get this information? Take your soil sample to Carlo. Do you know how long it takes for it to get out? Between 7 days to 14 days. And then they tell you that you have to do some remedies to the farm, or rather to the soils, for them to be able to produce this thing. I think in one of the previous presentations, the lady who spoke, I can't quite remember her name, she said that, I'm just giving this so that you can see where the importance of technology is at every point. She said that we don't have a lot of information coming in, and there's no synergies in terms of linkages. So if you're going to go for a soil test and wait for 7 days for it, when are you ever going to get the results to know when you're going to plant your tomatoes? That takes us to the issue of IPM, Integrated Pest Management. You're talking about traps. All these things are coming in, but they are in silos. So I realized, let me bring this together and bring in blockchain technology. What happens there? Issues of traceability. She's talking about certifications. If you don't trace your farm, and PSG is the basic one, where are you going to be able even to get the inputs to facilitate that? So link that to the issues of soil testing. How is the soil test being done? It's being done by satellite technology. Satellite technology. So on my phone right now, I can actually tell you, I can actually visually look at my farms when I'm sitting here to figure out what's going on technologically. Number two, all the farms that I have been able to test, we have actually tested all our soils for the last 10 years, extrapolated data on my phone, using GIS remote sensing satellite technology. And then the third thing is to take to market. How are we doing this? We are doing this through value addition and e-commerce. So those three have been linked now, and we can be able to do that, train you on capacity building for soil testing through GIS remote sensing, take it through to the blockchain technology for verification through satellite technology and traceability, and link you to the people who are also going to give you inputs. I think yesterday we talked about inputs provision, and the third thing is to take you to market. Thank you.
Let's give a hearty clap as we come to the end of this session. Unfortunately, in the interest of time, we will not be able to have the question and answer, but you can find them. You can approach them outside there, and I'm sure they're going to answer all the questions that you have for them. So thank you so much. I'll invite Madam Monica to give us the final remarks, and then we'll call it a close.
Okay, thank you. Let us appreciate this panel. Yes, so we don't have much time. When did our time go to? And Rosina, we didn't have a panel for the young people in the main session. But very soon we should have a symposium for the young people. You can see what you are doing, right? Yeah. Yes. So I'm going to request everyone take out your phone. You do a selfie with your neighbor, because young people have to say we were here. Yes. Then this is the only side event or session where you're going to have a bite. So we have some snacks here. The only thing that you're not going to take is the mulsik, but the rest are here. So are you taking the selfie? Please take the selfie. Ratemo, what's our hashtag? Yeah? Yeah, so take the selfie and tag PELUM. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Naona wenye, yeah, so make sure. Yeah, so make sure you tag PELUM, hashtag Yalta, hashtag Sami. Yes. So we have come to the end. Thank you so much. We had so much to say and do. Please, Austin, just a minute. Just come. Okay, we had a guest speaker, not a guest speaker, our keynote speaker. He is super good in nutrition value chains and aquaculture. He didn't have an opportunity, but you are going to have a monthly webinar. We are going to invite you so that you can hear him share about that and the opportunities which are there for the young people. So as we step out, maybe you can just pass by here. The bites are not so many, but if you want to try the products from the first panel and this one, they're just here. Karibuni.
for this agroecology symposium for this year. So our first presenter, I think it is you, Alex. Are you ready? Huh? Yeah? I think if you're ready, you can just take it away. We really do not have a lot of time, so please just spend the least amount of time that you can so that you can have a rampant discussion. Go ahead.
Hi, everyone. All right. It's a great pleasure to be here with you. We're just trying to sort the technology. Yeah, it's, I'm going to be talking about all things digital and how we can leverage on digital products for agroecology. I think, do we all agree we are at an inflection point in the world? Yeah? So I think where we are going is going to be fully digital or heavily, let me say heavily digital. And it's really up to us to embrace where the world is going and try and adapt to that and use that as a pathway to create prosperous communities and a safer world. So yeah, as mentioned, my name is Alex Mora. I work with Digital Green. Digital Green has been existing for about 17 years now. Like I mentioned yesterday, we started off with digitizing training for farmers through the use of video. And we've built on that knowledge over time and been able to hello? And been able to now bring that closer to the farmer via the phone and via an app specifically called Farmer Chat. And that's what I'll be talking about. And Farmer Chat leverages on the power of AI to be able to provide timely and localized services for farmers. So we can go to the next slide. So with everything, there's always a problem that we're trying to solve, right? So the problem we're trying to solve is that in Kenya, for example, smallholder farmers are the backbone of the agricultural system. You guys know that, yeah? They produce over 70% of marketed agricultural produce. So they are very integral into what we call agriculture in Kenya specifically. And then those farmers come from 52% of the households in the country. So 1 in 2 people is depending on farming and agriculture to grow food. However, they face compounding challenges. One, and these challenges limit their potential. One of them is climate volatility and climate change. Climate change is leading to unpredictable yields, and the weather variability, it doesn't work for a farmer to be able to plan and be able to produce. And remember, they are 70% of the agricultural produce. So likely the lunch you ate today, the teas you've drunk have come from a smallholder farmer. And climate change is threatening that. The second thing is that 3 in 10 farmers reach vital extension services. Are there smallholder farmers in the room? Any smallholder? Yeah? When's the last time an extension worker came to your farm? Oh, you've never seen one? Never seen? Yeah? But there was a time where extension work was happening well. So very few farmers get extension services. And extension services are important in the production system because they help give a farmer the information they need to be able to produce what we need. Then there's fragmented advice to farmers. So there's the aspect of different people doing extension work, but then the information is also very siloed. The Kenya Agricultural Sector Extension Policy recommends a 1 to 600 ratio. That number is 1 to 1,000 or more. As some of my colleagues have said, they've never seen an extension worker. So it's even probably bigger than that. And then language barriers, where 68% primarily use indigenous language, and that also affects digital literacy if your products are not able to reach the farmers in good time. So at DG, we believe every farmer deserves timely, localized, and actionable advice regardless of where they live, what language they speak, or what crops they grow. Next slide, please. So I'll go quickly and talk about the innovation, which is FarmerChat. So it's an AI-powered assistant developed to help farmers get immediate, relevant, and personalized agricultural advice. The app is multilingual, it's multimodal. Multilingual meaning you can query in English and Swahili. Multimodal meaning you can speak to the app, you can use voice, you can also type your query and upload images in local languages. And then you'll be able to get contextual, hyper-local contextual information on climate resilient practices and organic low-input alternatives, soil health and pest diseases, seasonal trends, and market prices. And then we built this not in isolation, but in collaboration with partners across Kenya and globally. And what it does, we're not saying we're taking over the extension system. What we are saying is we are complementing the extension system and using a digital product to bring that closer to the farmer. So FarmerChat is aligned with agroecological principles. It's very broad in terms of the information it gets, but there is alignment. And it gives agroecology aligned recommendations such as composting and bio-input preparation, intercropping, natural pest deterrents, drought-resilient seed varieties that you can use, and regenerative practices. So a couple of weeks ago, I was in a place called Endarasha, met this young farmer who just uses FarmerChat and started with FarmerChat, has been able to grow his farm and doubled the size that he's leasing to grow his production. But we noticed that his farm was just bare and prone to erosion. And we immediately queried on what agroecological or regenerative practices he can do. It brought everything, and then hopefully he applies that to his farm. So it's very responsive and immediate action oriented. And then it's a digital public good as well. Next slide, please. Okay, so, sorry, back, yeah, before. So what we are actively exploring in terms of research and partnerships, just to talk, is integrating with national agroecological training curriculums. So yesterday we talked about that. There's a lot of content that we can incorporate into the app. PELUM has some content, the Ministry of Agriculture has content. We want to curate that, integrate it in the app so that people can be able to access it real time. And then get partnerships, research partnerships to assess behavior change and long-term resilience impacts. And then to make the app functionality better, we have data sets. And we have a way that you can review those data sets. You can review the questions and the answers to make sure they are correct. So if you ask, how do I grow onions organically? Or what regenerative practices can I use to grow onions? It will give you back an answer. We want to make sure that that question and that answer is good moving forward. So that's future work that we can do. And that is crowdsourced, validated, and also